Suppose now if we want to give some any value of force to any of the members, so say you want to give say force on this member, so we'll just select this member, we'll give a left click, select it by left click. So I have selected it this way, and go to assign, go to frame loads, go to say suppose I will give the I want to give the distributed load to that member, so I'll click on to distributed. So this particular screen will turn up. Now it can be dead or it can be quake load. So suppose say if I'm giving quake load, so I'll give it as L1. Remember L1 has been defined as the quake load earlier as shown, and you can give the dimensions, I'm sorry, the units are kilonewton meter and rest of these things. Now okay, this is the place where you need to give the direction. You can give it as the gravity direction, which is chooses as the minus z direction. Now let's keep it as say x direction. So we have defined the direction, and now you need to define the values. Now the 0 and 1 are actually the relative distances according to the length of the member. So the option of relative distance is here. So if you are clicking on to absolute distance, you need to give the absolute distance from the end. So to keep things simple, we keep the relative distance option active, and suppose say relative distance we keep from 0 to 1, that's a complete member, and you need to write the values 2 and 1. So 2 and 1, suppose if I give it as 2 and 2, so at 1 the value is 2 and at 0 also the value is 2. For example, if I want to change the load pattern, I don't want to keep it as uniformly distributed load. If I want something like some other random fashion, I mean uniformly distributed with a triangular load, say I change the value to 1, so a particular load will appear onto the screen. This can be changed according to your requirement. So we'll just go and quickly go through this. We'll go to OK. So you can see on the screen, if you just broaden the screen somewhat, you can see the value 1 here. You can just go onto the screen. I mean, this is not getting. So I mean, you will be able to see here. You can see here 1, 2. So 2 to 1. There's a distributed load. Now you have defined the material, you have defined the load, you have applied the load, you have also defined each and every member according to your requirement. Now what else you can do is you can change the end conditions, the end restraint. Suppose I want to make this end as fixed end, so we'll just select this end, we'll go to assign, we'll go to joint, we'll go to joint restraints. Here the options are given, the fixed one. So if you want to define it as fixed, you will just click onto this, you will do OK. So you can see this end restraint has changed. Accordingly you can define as per your requirement whatever be the end restraint at other ends. Now we'll proceed further for analyzing the whole structure. For analyzing the whole structure, what you will do is just do Control A to select the whole structure. You will go to analyze, you go to run analysis. So now these are the load patterns which we had defined earlier, the load cases. I mean one is the dead and the model. These are by default built up in the software. This is the one which we have defined, A case 1. So suppose if we want to run the one which has been defined by you, then what you will do is you do first do not run all, and then you will select the one which you want to run. You will do is as run the case. So you will do now run now. When you will run, it will take some time and it will ask to save that program. Just it will ask to save you somewhere. Say I give it any name, particular name, say, and then save it as this way. So when I save it, it will give me a deformed structure. And if you want to see some kind of animation, you can just go and do it on start animation here. Just click it here. So it will have a particular video here. It's just for some fun, and do the stop, and so it will show the deformed shape again. Now if you want to see the value of forces, I mean the shear force, the axial force, and the bending moment in each and every member, then for that case what you can do is you can just go to do Control A, so it will select the whole member. Then you will go to display. There you will go to show force and stresses. Say now it depends now whether you want to see the forces at each and every joint or in the frame or in the particular member, I mean. So it depends upon you what you want to do. Suppose say I want to see the bending moment diagram of a particular section, then I'll go to frames and cable, and again you have different load cases. I mean, you have just done the analysis for a particular case, that is a case 1, so I've chosen that force. And if I want to see the bending moment diagram, so I'll just go to moment 3 for the third dimension, so I'll just do it OK. So this value will turn up in this fashion. The bending moment diagram will turn up in this fashion for each and every member. Now if you want to see the value of the bending moment at any section, then what you will do is, you'll suppose I want to see for this way, for this section, then what I'll do is I'll do the right click on this member, and so then this window will open up onto the screen. On this you have the distributed load which is being mentioned here, and the shear force, the bending moment diagram, and the deflection of the beam. Now the deflection of the beam is relative to the end of the beams. So if you want to see the absolute deflection, you'll just click onto absolute. So this will give you the actual deformed shape with values here mentioned on the screen, the maximum and the particular value, or the values at the position where you are, that will be shown. Now if you want to change the position of the value, then you can just go and put on this wherever you want to see. I mean, suppose you want to see it at 1 meter, you can just change it to 1. So if you just click it here, you enter, so it will show the values at 1 meter. If you want to see the maximum value at each, then you will just do show max. So it will show you the maximum shear force or the maximum bending moment and the maximum deflection wherever it is along the whole longitudinal length. So that's it. From here you can come to know that whatever is the maximum bending moment in your member, and whatever is the shear force in your member, and this will help you to decide whether the member is able to take the particular amount of load or not. After this, I mean, you can just go to done. So come back to the same screen, and if you want to change the value of force, or you want to reanalyze the same structure, what you have to do is you need to unlock the model. Actually the model has been locked, so for the particular case, if you unlock the model, it will ask you for whether you want to delete the previous analysis or not. So if you do it OK, then it will delete and it will become the same initial structure what it was, and then you need to apply the forces and do the analysis again. You need to save it. That's it. Thank you.